Okay, we've just come out for our social distancing dog walk with Bessie and Charlotte, and wanted to show you up the top of the Gogs. This is one of the highest points of the Gogs, and it's looking down onto Hinton, and over there is Addenbrooke's Hospital chimney that you can probably see, and just there you can maybe see the square shapes of the water reservoirs from Cambridge Water, which are on top of Limekiln Hill, and just on the edge of it was the site of the war ditches, which was a bit like Wonderbury, a sort of Iron Age hill fort, and there's now the quarry, and there's the town of Cambridge, and there's the village of Hinton, and there's Marshall's over there. And this trackway is really important because it's the parish boundary, and it's called the Tutton Way. I'll show you later on some maps. But I wanted to bring you up here to just show you the views that we get are really, really good. And if you go a bit further along the hill up that road and you look across, you can see Ely Cathedral on a really clear day. I don't think I can see it quite from here, but you can definitely see it when you go a bit further along. And you can see right across to Ely. But this trackway is really important. This is the Tutton Way, and it leads all the way down into Hinton. It forms part of the parish boundary. And if I turn around with Charlotte and Bessie, this little bit on top of the hills here, this little road leads to the Roman road, and we'll walk you down there in a second. But this little tiny dogleg is called the Shelford Gap, and it's a continuation of this ancient boundary called the Tutton Way. Hang on, I'm just going to cross over. Let's get you across the road safely. Come on, let's walk down here. Here's Bessie, my embarrassing dog, who has let us cut her hair on her head and her ears, but not her body. So she looks like she has a tiny head.
Mommy, you vlog it.
And you can see, I brought Charlotte with me because this is also a dogging site. I'm not going to come up here on my own because we are walking a dog. But you can see how wide this bit is. So if you go to where the edge of the trees are through there and all the way across, and this is a wide routeway. And we don't have to walk down it very far. So this actual piece here from the road to where I'm taking you is called the Shelford Gap. And years ago it was a moot point where people would meet to have local village meetings, council meetings, and also when the enclosure took place, which was 1806 in Hinton. An enclosure was where they got rid of the medieval open field system and divided all the land up, and big landowners took big chunks and people got pushed off the land. But enclosure took place 1806, and when they had to draw out all the plans, Joseph Truslove was one of the surveyors, and he would meet the other officials up here at this point to start their laying out and dividing up of Hinton. Let's see where Charlotte is. So here's the end. You can see it just suddenly ends here. Just because it ends here now doesn't mean it always used to end. If you get a map and you look on the map, and you'll see this parish boundary, this line going across the field. And actually, if you draw a straight line carrying on ahead, as if this road this trackway once went straight ahead, it goes smack bang right into the middle of Wonderbury. So through there now is the Gold Magog golf course. And if we go down here, which apparently seems like the end of another track, and it isn't the end, but it's the official end today. This is Worcester Street, which is the Roman road, Roman military road. Roman military roads were metalled and very straight. It wasn't to say there weren't other Roman roads that were a bit more windy and took over the old Iron Age roads, but they metalled these very straight military roads. And this goes for quite a long way, right past Wonderbury, out towards Horseheath, and you can walk down here for miles. However, there's all sorts of theories about this, and one of them is that it's much ancient. It's on the ancient line of, or on the line of a very ancient trackway, potentially Stone Age, Bronze Age. One of the things to look out for when you're looking for ancient trackways is to see if they're lined with markers such as burial mounds, Bronze Age burial mounds. I'll put a picture up of some so you can see what they look like. And they tend to mark boundaries and old routeways, and this one has burial mounds alongside it, indicating that it was once a much older route that the Romans just came along and utilised. And just over here in this hedge, through this hedge, which you can't really see, are two well-known, well, they were well-known to the antiquarians in the late 1800s, two Bronze Age burial mounds called the Two Penny Loaves. I think I'll get in touch with the golf club at some point and see if I can take you up there and show you them properly. But that indicates that this is actually a much older road than just the Roman metal surface we've got on it today. And I have my own theory that this is one of the Cambridge dykes. We have these great big dykes, like Devil's Dyke is the most famous, and Fleam Dyke, that cross the county, but I'll do a separate piece on that because there's a big old argument about that. But I'm pretty sure this would have been one of them. And there's debate over the dates of being prehistoric to being Saxon, big long defensive earthworks. So the Two Penny Loaves are just in there somewhere, and we can't see them because they're all covered by these bushes. But you can see how this looks like it's banked already on either side, coming up and down.
You've got Bessie. I'm a treasure.
So we'll just walk down here a little bit further. Charlotte's on the phone to her boyfriend. That's the real reason. I've got to walk Bessie. Look at these stones. All laid out, all the gravel and stones, compressed down. So really this marks the boundary of Fulbourn parish and probably Stapleford parish on the other side, on the right hand side. Right. In a bit I'll take you down to a lower bit of the Tutton Way so you can see where it comes into Cherry Hinton itself. I'm going to stop video now because I need to stand out the way for these people since we're all doing our social distancing.